Hello there, all Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are having a look at September 2024 for all of you singles out there. We are looking at new love energies only for today, you guys. Let's see what's coming out here for you. Now in September, of course, we are headed right into eclipse season. We do have your first eclipse of the autumn season on September 17th. This is a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. And so this can be very reflective. It can have a dreamy quality to it. You could perhaps have some dreams coming true. There could be some unexpected and fated events and changes. Of course, the order of the day whenever we do get those eclipses. So keep an open heart and an open mind, and you just never know what may happen, what may transpire, what may come in, or what you are finally feeling like you have cleansed out of your life to make room for some new love. We have a new moon in the sign of Virgo on September 2nd, and this is a much more practical and down-to-earth energy. Great energy to help take some practical steps to bringing in and attracting new love into your life. So this can be really quite wonderful in its energy, a very supportive energy for that manifestation of, you know, your soulmate or a companion or whatever it is that you are looking for in love. We are in tricky energy whenever we do have eclipses, okay? So great time to meditate and reflect, stay grounded in your energy, and again, kind of keep that open-mindedness about you, because fated events do occur around these eclipses, whether it's right in the vicinity of that eclipse day. We're feeling the energy of it already towards the end of August. Or it can also happen a couple of weeks after the eclipse, because this one on the 17th is a full moon lunar eclipse, right? So this is a culmination of a cycle. Coming up on October 2nd, I will mention it because we do have a new moon solar eclipse, and this is in the sign of Libra. This is all about relationships. Libra brings balance and harmony, but also is that focus on ourselves and other people and how we relate to them, how we interact with them. And of course, we are headed into Libra season on the 22nd of September. So relationship season here, people. Venus enters Scorpio right around the same time as the sun enters Libra. And this is the 22nd. So the fall equinox, we've got Venus entering Scorpio. Scorpio brings change and can also bring hidden events and hidden things to the surface. It's going to be where where you or someone may divulge their feelings, right? Someone may reveal something to you. Someone maybe have been crushing on you, or maybe you've been having a crush on someone else and you've been looking at them from afar. And this is where those things may come to light. Scorpio energy does bring about things that are hidden, but it also ruled by Pluto, and Pluto can certainly bring about some change. The main energy that we've got for your month ahead is the Lovers. We love the Lovers card, all right? True love, soulmate energy, fated events, right? This is a card that can certainly bring in some encounters for you that are really quite wonderful. This can be where you have that chance meeting. This is where a friendship or a casual connection could potentially turn into something a little bit more, a deepening of a bond, if you will. But the Lovers card does bring Gemini energy ruled by Mercury. So you could be really thinking about love and contemplating about love. What do I want out of love and relationships, right? And the beginning of the month with that new moon in Virgo that we've got, this is happening in your 12th astrological house. And this can represent a really big end of a cycle for you. You're ready to step into something new. This can be an evolution of a connection that you already have, but this can also be where you're focused on what are you dreaming about in relation to love, right? What am I dreaming about? The 12th house is about your subconscious, what's hidden beneath the surface, and of course a dream energy here as well. Also very spiritual in its energy, so a spiritual connection can be made at this time, and perhaps you've been waiting for a while and this could happen. But the Lovers card ruled by Mercury, bringing in that Gemini energy. Yes, it could potentially be a Gemini person that is flitting about you somewhere, but this can really all be about your thoughts and your choices. The Lovers card used to be called the Choice card, and you choosing love. What do you choose? Do you choose love and romance? Do you choose the whole kit and caboodle, the marriage and the children? Do you choose to blend families together if that's what you want, right? So right now you're, really kind of thinking, okay, I think I've made a decision. I think I've made a choice. But you could also have more than one potential connection coming in here with the Lover's card, right? So you might have some very important choices to make with love. New energy coming in, we've got the King of Swords. So new conversations with people who really spark your interest in some way. The King of Swords as a person would be someone who is quite intelligent, very well spoken, someone who has, it can talk about a whole bunch of different things that keep your interest, right? And so they're interesting to talk to, right? And you like that a little bit there, Aries. This is also someone who doesn't shy away from making decisions. They're very articulate. They know what they want and they go for it. As a profession, this can be someone who perhaps does talking for a living. Maybe they give speeches for a living. They may train people for a living. They could be a lawyer. They could be a teacher of some kind, perhaps there as well, right? Something that does use their voice in some way, and something that they can also use their gift of negotiation skills here as well. The King of Swords as an energy, though, is very decisive, very clear. I know what I want and I know how I'm going to get it. Or I know what I want and I know the possibility of finding it is right here and it's real. The King of Swords brings clarity and a sense of purpose, but also a sense of mastery, right? This is about taking the lead, playing the lead role, the lead player in your own story. So you could have a renewed sense of self. You could have a renewed sense of, I know what I want. And you could certainly be talking to some new people at this time. But you're being discerning here, right? With the Lover's card there, remember, ruled by Mercury, the mind. Communication is at the forefront, internal and external, the Lovers, choices, the King of Swords. I know I can make my own decisions, right? So with this energy here, you could be really being a little bit discerning and not just pouncing on the first possible connection that you find, because you're assessing things in this energy, right? Mercury is now direct. Yay. It is in shadow for the first couple weeks of September, but certainly, in that direct forward motion energy. So we're not getting stuck on things. We're not tripping up on things. We're not confused about things anymore. And we are headed forward. So whatever decisions you are making, they are the right ones for you. And in that King of Swords energy, it's like, I am very secure in my ability to make my own decisions, right? So you could also perhaps have a friend that can be helping you in that energy as well. Maybe someone, is trying to set you up or something like that. The King of Swords in the upright can be a very helpful person, and someone that may actually kind of talk some sense into you if you've been digging in your heels on opening your heart to love. The blessings headed your way for the month ahead. We do have the Three of Swords in reverse. Now, the Three of Swords in reverse is a release. It's a healing, something that's been holding on for quite some time. It's the broken heart card, right? It's the divorce card. It's the, it's the one where we're, really up in our feels, feeling the pain, feeling the stabbiness that's there in our heart. And so the blessing here with this being in reverse is that, I don't want to say it, okay? Because where we have the Three of Swords in the upright, right? Divorce card, breakups, sadness, heartache, all of that kind of stuff. In the reverse, can be where we're finding healing. Things are getting better, but there could potentially be, if you choose, potentially be a healing of old wounds here and possibilities of getting back together with eclipses. Anything goes here. So if that does not speak to you, then that is not your message, okay? It's a healing message for you. It's where you're finally coming out of your shell. You're finding it safe to open your heart to love in that energy. And that's that blessing of letting go of hurt and pain and sorrow and anguish and all of those things. The things that love brings. Love can bring so many wonderful things, but love can also bring pain and heartache, right? So in this energy, with this being of benefit to you, is this huge collective sigh of relief. And you're like, yes, I'm ready. So, you may be really making that choice to say yes to love right now, or to say yes should someone ask you out on a date, ask you a question. Your advice from Spirit for finding love, the Three of Wands: keep an open mind, keep an open heart, have a sense of adventure. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. The Three of Wands is where, we've taken some initiative. We kind of have a little bit of an idea, a plan of what we want, and now we're open to the right opportunity, right? And so Spirit is saying to you here in this energy, look forward, look ahead, don't look back, right? The past is what got us where we are today. It can, of course, mold us and shape us and really show us what we want and what we don't want. But ultimately, the past is done and gone, with full, clear skies ahead for you here with that Three of Wands energy. Keep the door open to love. All right. Keep those options open for love, because you just never know what is out there. A sense of adventure, perhaps, with the Three of Wands as well. Some of you, maybe you want to try some new things. The Three of Wands, we can have an adventurous energy. We can have an energy of travel, right? Go out and do something new, or go to a different place than where you've been before. And this is where we can quite often expand our opportunities for meeting people and finding love, do something different than what we have previously been doing, right? So be willing to try new things. But with that Three of Wands, it's a little bit of a waiting game, waiting for the right person, the right opportunity. Sometimes we just need to take a leap of faith and jump right in. But of course, we don't want to necessarily wait for too long, because when we get that Three of Wands energy, it's like I'm waiting for perfection. And even though it is a positive message and a positive card, sometimes we can play that waiting game a little too long, because of course we need to sometimes find the beauty in a little bit of imperfection. And sometimes that is one of the hardest things to do, right? We sometimes, we need to recognize major red flags when they come up with somebody, right? Because those are the big deal breakers, the big no-nos, right? We don't want to compromise on those. But there's certain minor details that sometimes it's like, does this really matter, right? As the person as a whole, or as the connection as a whole, does this little thing over here really matter, right? And so sometimes we need to kind of, see the possibilities and the potential that a connection holds, rather than, exactly what that vision is in our head always, right? Because, remember, the universe sends you what you need, right? Which is a little bit different sometimes than what you may envision that you wanted, but it's always something that is positive, and always something that is better, right? So it's like, so if you are setting intentions for manifestation, especially with that new moon in Virgo, if you are doing that, when a great thing to do to keep that openness energy there is to say, I want this or better. And that way you are open to something just a little bit more wonderful. Let's pull some more cards here and see what else we've got coming out for you guys. Thank you very much. We have the cross, the birds, we have the ring, key, and we have the heart. The key to finding love is going to be to open your heart and talk to people, all right? No easier words have been spoken, right? The key is a yes card, a big old yes card. Unlocks your possibilities, unlocking your potential. Your heart is right here. The heart is love and romance and friendships and connections and good vibes all around. The birds can certainly represent some conversation, can represent a little bit of gossip sometimes, can represent multiples as well. So multiple people, planting those seeds, right? Getting yourself out there. The birds can also bring sometimes a little bit of stress, right? A little bit of anxiety, because nervousness. Right? We're nervous sometimes to talk to new people. We're nervous to open our heart a little bit. But should you do that, you will open your possibilities to love there. Yes, indeed. Deep down with the ring, you are committed to finding what it is that you are looking for. And for some of you here with the ring, this shows there is a very big completion of some subconscious energies here. This is your subconscious. This is your feelings, right? So you're feeling this sense of wholeness, this sense of completion. And yes, some of you are feeling like you do want a deep bond and a long-term connection there with that ring showing up right there. All right. We do have the cross. that's here as well. So the cross can represent a few different things. It can represent a burden, right? Something weighing heavily on you, right? You're thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing, right? Remember, stay open, stay fluid, and and this thing should get a little bit easier for you. Remember, we are heading to eclipse season, and going with the flow is going to be really important. All right. But the cross can also be those pressures, those burdens that we put on ourselves, right? And so we want to take that off. And I do feel with that Three of Swords showing up there in your blessings that there is a sense of relief that is coming in here as well. But the cross can also be your belief, a spiritual connection, having this knowing, this inner sense that something is about to shift, that something is about to happen. So trust your intuition, right? Trust in your own belief. If you believe that this person is there for you, if you believe that you have this special spiritual connection, this special bond, a soulmate, a twin flame, whatever it happens to be, then this cross showing up here in your crown, your crown chakra is really showing you that yes, that belief is alive right then and there. But don't put too much pressure on yourself, right? Don't put too much pressure on the universe because, fated energies, fated events, it takes two to tango, and things can happen really quickly. Things can sometimes take a little bit longer because we are not just talking about you needing to be ready. It's also about someone coming in. But ultimately, the key, great card, the birds, can bring a little bit of stress. However, also does bring about conversations, chit chat. Okay, and the heart there certainly does represent some love and romance, and of course, you opening your heart to love. We have priorities here with a mirror card, heartbreak there with a clock face, creativity with a crystal, jaded with a clock face, culture with an hourglass, and we've got another hourglass, which is separation. So we do have a couple of multiples here, and this is manifesting love into your life, all right? So love manifestation. And these are messages in relation to that. So of course we do have the mirror that's showing up for you here, right? So this is an energy of reflection. And so this can say that, remember, it's a reminder ultimately that the energy that you put out is what comes back to you. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that open, flowy energy and that we're keeping the positive vibes alive, and our willingness and our openness to talk to different people. Priorities can also represent that there could be some blocks there. Do you have time for love in your life right now? If not, King of Swords energy there is to help you to cut some things out of your life so you can make room for the new. And your person coming in could also be doing that right now, right? We have to have our priorities straight. And if our priority right now is, our career and our family and our children, then, how do we maneuver that to bring in the time for love? We do have two clocks coming in here, and it's all about timing. We've got jaded and we've got heartbreak. So this can be a cycle that some of you have been in. This can be a cycle of someone coming in that is in or has been in. And sometimes we're a little bit jaded and faded with love, right? Especially if we've had heartbreak in our lives. So there's a healing energy. And again, as we said here with this Three of Swords in your blessing, there is a completion there, and there is this healing energy there as well. So even though sometimes we're a little bit jaded in love and sometimes we've been nursing that broken heart, right? This is a time of change, and this is a time of opening those things up. All right. And if you feel like you're still clinging on to some remnants there, this is a great time to cleanse, to purge, to find your personal power and to release, and, maybe dip your toe in the water and just see what's out there. Release expectations sometimes. Sometimes if you're just, maybe release the expectation of finding that true blue love, and maybe you just want to find someone to have coffee with, right? Find someone to go for a walk with, right? And it releases all that pressure. Now, we do have culture and separation here as well, and these are hourglass cards, so it's a little bit of a waiting game here with this energy, right? So, the separation card itself does really carry the message that we may not be together right now, but we've had a lot of lifetimes together. It's a message from your soulmate here saying that we've been together before in past lives. We're ready to come together again. And it's really just a matter of things aligning for us here. We do have the culture card here as well, which, so for some of you, this can really represent that you might be meeting someone from a different culture. And even though that can bring about some really interesting connections, right? Because it's always interesting to learn about other people's cultures. Sometimes it can create a little bit of a challenge there as well, but ultimately can be really, really rewarding. It can also be your own culture as well that is creating some limitations in regards to finding love as well, right? Especially from the older echelon of our family units there. You might have family members that are pressuring you to only date or marry within your own culture or beliefs. And you might be really wanting to break out of that, to break free. And that Three of Wands, there can be a breaking free and a breakthrough energy. And so you might need to kind of swim that uphill battle there for some of you. But get creative. We do have a creativity energy here with this crystal. And this is really saying that, number one, you could be meeting a very creative person. You could meet someone by doing some sort of creative endeavor. Get creative to meet new people, because you just never know where you might meet them. So if you wanted to try something new, whether it's getting outside in the, outdoors in the open world, right? The Three of Wands, we throw a backpack on and we go out on some adventure, whether it's, learning a new skill or a hobby or something, or just doing something fun. Getting creative can be really helpful for us in finding those loving connections. All right. So some very interesting energies coming in here for you guys. All right. But I do think there is some really positive things. Remember, we do have the key and the heart coming in. So you are attracting someone that will unlock that key holds the key that unlocks your heart. All right. Starts with a conversation, right? But again, because we do have multiples there with the birds, and we do have choices there with the Lovers card, right? Not every connection is going to be that one. So trust your intuition, of course, right? It's a repetitive message that you hear all the time, but ultimately is very important. You don't have to say yes to everything. You can say no to some things as well. All right. But ultimately, there is some positive vibes coming in here for you and some possibilities. Remember, fated events with those eclipse. Anything goes. It can be bumpy sometimes, but it can also be quite eye-opening for you as well. So it can be very exciting. With that, I'm going to leave that there, you guys. I hope there was something here for you. So please like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. I thank you guys for watching. Good luck on your journey to finding that new love. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.